Finally, I saw Jessica and Nancy and waved to them. They saw me too. I went to them. Jessica was sitting in an electric wheelchair and Nancy was moving next to her. I said, "Hello. I'm so glad you accepted, especially you, Jessica. These flowers are for you." Nancy said. It was very difficult to convince her, but I finally succeeded. I said, "You are a stubborn girl, but at the same time strong and determined. I hope you get rid of this wheelchair." Jessica said, "It's not too bad. It's a well-equipped vehicle and it walks faster than my legs and I don't get tired. However, I hope you change your mind. I really like it. You stand on your own feet, but I'll leave this to you. And I hope you have a good time while you're here." Nancy said, "We have to pack our bags now." We stood by the conveyor belt to pick up our bags. Nancy asked, "Did you come alone?" I said, "Sarah and Linda are at home. I was on my way home from school when Linda called to say you had arrived." Jessica, I owe you. You saved me. Jessica, saved me? From what? From Linda. I called Selena. Then we went with them to the terminal exit and parking lot. I said, "This is our car." Selena stopped in front of us. Nancy and Jessica looked at each other and then at me and Selena. Jessica walked over to Selena and looked at her in surprise. I said, "This lady's name is Selena and this young lady is Jessica and Nancy is Jessica's mother." Selena, "Nice to see you, ma'am." Nancy, "Me too." Jessica asked, "Can I touch your body?" Nancy and I looked at each other and I shrugged my shoulders to Selena as a sign that the decision was yours. Selena, "Yes, you can." Jessica slowly reached out and moved her hand over Selena's half-horse. Soft skin and yet muscular. Jessica, "It feels good." I said, "We'd better go. Everyone is watching us." Jessica, "Okay." "Thank you, Selena. You are welcome." After putting the wheelchair in the back of the taxi, Jessica got in with Nancy's help, and we all headed home. Nancy said, "I'm very curious to know. How did you and Selena meet?" I said, "When I came back from your place, after getting off the plane, I was looking for a taxi, when my eyes caught sight of a sign that said taxi. I was surprised like you at first and didn't know what to do, but I made up my mind. I asked Selena to work for me, and she accepted. When the front door opened, Sarah and then Linda came to greet us. Selena entered the front yard. After getting off, Linda and Sarah greeted them. Sarah said, "Welcome, Jessica. I hope you have a good time." Jessica, "Thank you. It's nice to have someone like Selena working for you." Sarah, "It's a little strange, but it's okay." Jessica, "Yes, it's okay," I said. "Okay, you two can be very good friends." Jessica, "Take a little rest. Lunch is ready. Selena is with us now." Jessica, seeing Selena, "I want to stay with her, even have lunch together." Linda and Nancy and I went inside the building with our travel gear. Linda went with Nancy to show her room. I went to my room to change my clothes. I looked out the window at the yard. The three of them were talking and laughing sometimes. Selena pulled her taxi to a corner and pulled it away from her. There was a knock on the door. With my permission, Linda entered the room and came to me and the window, looked out and said, "A girl sitting in a wheelchair, a human-animal hybrid. Sometimes you do strange things. Are you sure this will work? Although Jessica and Selena are with Sarah, her reliance is on you. James, Selena is a good girl, but be careful, the relationship between you two, between you and your family. Especially you and Sarah, don't distance us. We are a good family." Sarah, despite being lonely, is a social and self-reliant person. In your and Selena's eyes, there is something that, if you are not careful, can separate you from me and your daughter. I said, this will not happen. I will not trade you and Sarah for anyone. Selena is a friend, a companion, and can even be a sister to Sarah for both Sarah and Jessica. I want Sarah to be happy, Jessica to get out of this situation. That night, it was my fault. It was raining hard, and I was speeding to catch up. For a moment, I lost control of the car and it swerved. That impact with the tree and that bump caused an injury to her leg and a motor nerve. I want to get out from under this burden. Selena, a new person in your life and world. She is not an ordinary person and may put you at a crossroads. Come, lunch is ready. She wanted to leave the room. When I took her hand and stared into her eyes, I read doubt, hesitation, and that she is not very sure about the future in her eyes. I wanted to say something, but the words were futile. I kissed her forehead. She took her hand from mine and left the room. I looked outside again. They were setting the table that was in the corner of the yard. I was both surprised and saddened by the strong feminine feeling, especially the feeling that Linda had about the relationship between me and Selena. After a while I joined them, the girls in the yard, and we ate in the dining room.